Better than
fun.
me.
Like I said, it's
Yeah,
just
that,
it's a rite of passage really for a lot of casters. You know, it happens. Speaking out to a lot of people, feathers will be ruffled, but no harm, no foul. Here we go, guys. You remember what your last pick was? Here we go.
all
Dazzle
right.
and the last remaining hero.
You don't know what it is.
Wait, give me a
Jug.
second. It's
Jug.
you didn't even give me the chance.
I just had to say it. I didn't even know which one is it before I asked, so...
Jug. When in doubt, jug it out. All right, looks like we should be good. Not sure why, but a bit of lag on our initial game here, but after a couple of remakes, it looks like we'll finally get into it here. We are going to be a little behind schedule today, unfortunately taking over 2 hours for us to start game number 2. But I'm sure this game will be worth it. This will so be worth it.
Yeah, by looking at the picks, this game should really be worth it. Mag, always fun to cast.
Oh, of course.
Invoker, V Invoker.
Okay, looks like we will have another tower showdown, which will end in a draw, and we can get started into it right now. I'm ready. I've overhyped the matchup enough as it is. I'm ready to see some action get underway.
All pick.
Come on, give me the fucking game. All right, here we go.
Sunstrike, just scouting out, who has
Prepare for battle.
wards, who has TP. Yeah, Dazzle has a ward. TP's to a shrine. Already a fast placement from Warlock.
Yeah, real quick. Lane ward dropped here from T-Birds. Same comes out for C4T. He drops a ward to block the camp. He's getting pinged on. He drops a sentry to block the other camp. Resolutions here. He's got Blade Fury leveled up. Gets a couple of shots, but that's when King RD does sweep in. So a little bit of footsie play in the early game, but all about playing down those wards. I mean, they probably saw Dazzle on the way out. He didn't have a ward in his pocket, so they know it's somewhere, and they'll guess correctly. Saxa will pick up the first ward, and it's going to be Resolution.
30 seconds.
Taking the
to
first
battle.
700 gold. Maybe. Is he going to do it? Take the money.
700 gold. Not bad.
Cool. All right, so good early lead in there for the Thunderbirds as they will maintain vision in the top lane, but SG do have another one planted pretty dang deep in this mid lane to allow a little bit of high ground vision there for the Lina.
The battle begins.
Look at this though, a bit of a deep invade coming out already. The rune has already been popped, but they're looking to catch ADR on the way to the lane, and they'll hit her up right away with the Shadow Word. Misery gets a shot, goes for the stun. ADR is quick to pull out the tree and try to use the extra bit of regen, but look at this. Almost first blood, and they'll actually get it. Saxa with the last hit. And you know, you play that game as a mid laner every time you get the rune and you walk back to the lane, but you never really suspect getting mugged on the way.
Yeah, this was a really big kill. 340 gold for Saxa. Just a free boots for him. So the harassment for Mag is gonna be like super bad. He will not be able to stand on the lane.
Oh, swing and a miss on the sun though for Misery. King RD will have to skewer himself out from trouble. But feisty start already coming out, as it's going to be Thunderbirds looking to go for a top lane bit of dominance, giving Resolution that extra bit of space, while Moon could be doing a bit of a repeat performance than what we saw in Game 1, building up some early jungle stacks to work with on the side, and kind of falling back on him if necessary. But the benefit for SG is that, you know, last game they had the Bounty Hunter, this time they have the tree. So he will probably be doing quite a bit of stalking here on where the Batrider's going.
Yeah, where is Batrider? He is on the bottom lane. Dazzle pulling the bottom lane as well, so he's not gonna get much XP. All he needs is level 2 Treant Protector, just standing there waiting for the rune.
Yeah, he'll definitely be able to take it, or at least hope to take it here. King RD obviously still stuck to fend his own devices this early. Moon has made the trip back for the bounty rune now. Is he going to be able to snag it up? He should know that the tree has been missing this whole time. Let's see. Oh! Not going to be able to get it. Do you think it's worth bashing him and taking the rune?
Yeah, well, Batrider is level 1. He can't really kill you. It's a 7 seconds cooldown fade time.
Didn't want to go
I mean,
for
he
it,
wa-
though.
I mean, he was waiting there for a minute. You should commit to a bash.
Yeah, definitely. Fortunately, though, that one will be snagged up by Moon, and Tree will just take his business back all the way down to the bottom side for now.
Dazzle.
Moon back in to get that 3-minute stack action probably going. Or maybe trying to be the courier pickup. Back to lane he goes here. So this is going to be a pretty passive start, it looks like, for the start of this game. There's not a whole lot of roaming action to come out from either side. I say that, but as I glance through the mid lane, a roaming Warlock suddenly shows up.
Yeah, Lina missing one creep for level 4 to get a stun. If he got that, they maybe could have killed the Warlock there because he was being too aggressive and Dazzle was there. It's time to pop a shrine.
And they will get the early shower play here for SG. It's been a heavy harassment onto the Lina, and now having the Dazzle by her side will help a bit, but does relieve things further for the bottom lane, as Moon could kind of just do his best to leech up the XP. Should be a pretty good time for HFN, though. Taunting and dancing his way about. Moon decides to fly on forward, though, slowly burning up apart. And just pulling the wave completely for himself. While up and above, they have stun connected onto King RD. He's eating a Blade Fury, though. The turnaround is there from C14. And that will be the end of it. Ooh,
Yeah,
a fight
bottom
for the
lane,
corner rune, though. The bottom lane there. This time he can't quite get the bash, but Moon grabs it, takes the bounty rune away, and will fly his way towards the other one, too. Nice snag by him.
Oh, even Arcane Rune is picked. Whoa. Creeps will stop following him. He could have just attacked them and drag them to the high ground, drag them to that creep stack with Arcane Rune. 30 seconds for Firefly.
Oh, that is pretty nice for Moon. And even Misery's going to be here to try to coast in and through the XP. Drops a Sentry Ward just in case the tree could be around. But that is looking like free money for the Batrider, and a pretty nice head start for him, too. Lead CS, though, no surprise, still belongs to the Slark here in the bottom lane. 35 and 14. Rezo on the other side of the world, 28 and 13.
Oh, Misery, he's wrapping around Lina.
Here we go. Early roam comes out from the Nyx Assassin, gets a good couple of shots in with a cold snap, and no stun. Will even be necessary at the back end of that one, but they get it done regardless with the Sunstrike.
Yeah, Lina leading the CS game, not surprising. Even though he died 2 times, he had to commit to buy a TP for himself, bought another TP.
Missed the back end of that one, but it's HFN getting a solo kill takedown onto Moon in the bottom lane. Just when we were saying everything was going so well for the guy, he makes a new approach to the bottom lane and gets punished for it. Ooh, what's this? Misery's here now. Tree scouts things out. We'll see if SG want to do anything about it or not, but not a lot of levels on the tree quite yet. And Misery also just smokes, and he's looking to go back to mid lane again.
Well, Lina is level 6, so he should be careful. There's no mana burn, but the tower is attacking him.
Ooh, eats a shot. Tries to juke the stun. Living armor already coming out. The stun will find its connection, but they've already had enough time to rotate in the Dazzle just in case something goes down. Dragon Slave from the low ground. Now they followed up with the poison. Misery thinking about moving in. Needs one more second before the stun is there, but that could be the end of it. Stun
There's
here,
no grave on Dazzle.
And he has no grave, so he gets quickly blasted apart. And Thunderbirds take over the mid.
Yeah, they're kind of bullying Juggernaut on top, giving some farm to Mag. Meanwhile, on bottom lane,
Radiant's middle
HFN
tower is under
just
attack.
continue to free farm, leading the CS, goes for Magic Wand and the Infused Raindrop build. He's gonna skip Aquila, which is pretty good, just because you need the Magic Wand in general on Slark. especially against Batrider, of course. And with that infused raindrop, which is 250 gold, he has enough mana to just farm the lane and forest, and he doesn't delay his Shadow Blade.
Misery crosses paths with C4T, but immediately TPs towards that bottom lane, it would look like. Cold Snap trade mid lane. Don't want to overextend though if you're Wii, that Laguna is still in the pocket of the Lina, and she could quickly turn that fight around.
Dire's middle
RD
tower
is
is
still
under
farming
attack.
pretty good here. 30 CS in his offlane setup.
Misery is gonna die.
Misery goes down. We'll keep eyes top lane though, as they have an approach onto Resolution, who's going to be forced to go into the Blade Fury, and it looks like he will be going down. But yeah, as you were saying, Misery getting crossing paths with HFN, it looks like in the bottom lane, gets punished.
Yeah, Moon moved to jungle because he can't really stand on the lane against Lark anymore, and he's farming more in jungle. So Misery, pretty obvious that he's gonna move on the bottom lane just to try to get some XP, but he was way too aggressive there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Things going even greater here for HFN. 65, 21 CS, and now 2 kills picked up by him. This Slark could be a problem real fast for Thunderbirds if they are not careful.
Dark light.
King already getting closer to that level 6 and that RP.
Yeah, Slark actually decides to go for Shadow Blade because he's having a really good time on the bottom lane. Seems like he wants to secure the late game and try not to fight that much with
Hand of
3 and...
Midas, right?
yeah, what did I say?
Shadow Blade.
Alright, yeah.
I rarely get to correct you, so just let me have that, okay? But I don't blame him. It's been one of the best Slark starts you can kind of ask for, and if he's given the opportunity to kind of play it extra greedy like this and get a 9-minute Midas, then why the hell not? Threats are not going to be coming his way anytime soon, and he can prepare even better for the later game.
Yeah, that's true. Again, you with some smart thinking. Yeah.
Thanks. What is this? Iron Talon to be picked up here for King RD. Then I imagine a move into the Blink Dagger, as he's now level 6. Tree, though, is still going to need that time in levels, though.
Yeah, I don't think King RD is gonna get that upgrade Quelling Blade, Iron Talon. He had that queued up for the past 7 minutes.
Okay.
Still not buying it, not gonna invest right now.
Fair enough. So probably straight to the Blink Dagger. Probably the smarter choice.
Hey, I fancy beating you here.
Pump faking the opportunity to go for the Omni Slash, but knows that it might be difficult to go for the quick finish.
Middle
If
tower is under attack.
maybe trying to force out an early grave, but C4T is not falling for it.
Misery planting some deep wards. He's level 5 right now. Is there a Tome of Knowledge? Not bought yet. Doesn't have enough gold.
Tome actually going to be bought by Saxa, at least for now. I don't know if he plans on holding on to it or handing it over to Misery. But he's currently at close to level 5. Maybe they want to try to get him close to his rock as well. And Moon is going to be able to complete his Blink Dagger now. So
Yeah,
we'll see if they have fighting potential to kind of get something going with it.
Yeah, Saxa just hit level 6, has a smoke ready. What they need to do is get level 6 on Nyx Assassin so they can have a good vision. Or they already have a good vision from the wards, and with Nyx Assassin level 6, they can try to assassinate mid really easily.
Oh, Omni Slash going to be committed, but the immediate RP will be there. Cat gets off the grave, and they're going to shove Resolution back inside the tower, but he just quickly Blade Furies and will be able to slice through King RD. Now being chased by 2, Resolution should be fine. We'll drop the ward and make it out.
Dire's middle
Looked
tower
like,
is
you
under
know,
attack.
SG were kind of premeditating something just in case Resolution was to commit the Omni Slash, but unfortunately they just didn't have enough going for him to be able to bring him down under the tower before they get slashed up themselves. Unfortunate for
Yeah.
them. Great for Resolution because you're mirror matched against a Slark who had already had so much going for himself.
I'll take that.
Mine.
Yeah, Slark just continues to dominate the CS game. Wow, he's 7k net worth, 12 minutes, level 12.
It's pretty crazy. Misery's down here for now. Misery does have his level 6.
Batrider on the run on mid.
Yep, can he get the pullback? Yes, he can. The takedown's going to be there. The Rock also committed will allow them to push it into the tier 1. ADR
Radiant
handled in
structures
the mid
are
lane.
fortified.
And now the pressure is going to be on SG if they want to consider going for a tier 1 defense. But Alacrity, Evoker, plus the Golem, it's already doing a
Dire's
heavy-handed
bottom
bit of
tower
work.
is under
Half-life
attack.
removed already. Trees here, but no level 6, so no root. And needs to be careful. There is a
Radiant's
sentry
top
on the
tower
low
is
ground
under attack.
looking inside those trees. They drop their
Dire's
own sentry
bottom
back and behind.
tower
It's able
is
to scout
under
Misery.
attack.
Misery will miss the stun, but Dazzle unfortunately jukes himself
Radiant's
back into the
middle tower
Sunstrike,
has fallen.
where he will be quickly executed.
Radiant's
The commitment's
top
going to be there now
tower
as
is under
HFN
attack.
approaches, but
Dire's bottom
they will
tower
lose
is
their
under
tower.
attack.
Weehaw will get the last hit.
Yeah,
Radiant
Thunderbirds, even without
structures are fortified.
a stun from Nyx Assassin, they still managed to take down Dazzle, who will be like really
Radiant's
poor
top
this
tower
game
has
again, especially when you're playing against Nyx Assassin. You need to invest into extra sentry boards, and the Resolution manages to kill a tower while they were pushing top. I mean, pushing the middle. Oh, Shadow Blade.
Yes, jumps right on top of Resolution. And I guess he was not expecting HFN to be pursuing out of the lane and towards that nearby camp. Good pickup for him, and now we have 3-0 Slark already on our hands.
Misery is on the hunt.
Nearby we do have Lena farming it up, but
Which my matriarch would prize.
we'll probably catch them in crossing.
Radiant's
They are
bottom
next to
tower
the
is
shrine and
under
next
attack.
to Dazzle.
Dire's
Can he get the burst
middle
onto the
tower is
Lena
under
with a
attack.
Sunstrike? Ah, yes they can. Dazzle unfortunately having to just walk away towards the bounty and away
Radiant's
from the
bottom
partner,
tower
not
is
suspecting
under
that approach,
attack.
but now the tree is able to show himself. He's able to get the self-grave off. The root's there, but nothing's going to stop him from going in for the finish. Dazzle's going to be going down, and the tree will be next. Finally, HFN is able to get into his approach and gets a little bit of vengeance here. Can they go for more?
Oh, big
King
RP.
RP steps in with a monster RP onto 2, but look at this. Resolution shows up and just slashes away all hopes of a fight for SG as he hits it home with an Omni Slash that just takes out HFN.
Oh, sadly for Slark, he didn't have mana there to cast Shadow Dance, even though it was not ready. 2 or 3 seconds yet. What does Slark have? Ogre Club?
Echo Saber? Oh no.
Echo
he's
Saber?
bashing
No,
right.
it should be Echo Saber, especially with Mag. That extra cleave hit should do the work.
Yeah, he's cute at Basher, but that the Echo definitely seems more likely. Here, SG
Well,
pulled
if he
themselves
wants to
back
play,
together.
yeah, if he wants to play it safe, he can go for BKB, but I think he can go for more greedy build, invest into that Echo Saber.
No, he gets to farm up through this top lane, it looks like, for now. But the message had been sent there by Thunderbirds and has already opened up a early net worth advantage in this game. It was pretty close up to that point, but now 4K is going to be in favor of Thunderbirds, and we've been already seeing through the trend of this series that they tend to recognize when they're up and ahead and will kind of only look to take the fights when they feel like it's on their terms. And now they're feeling pretty good with Moon.
Batrider.
Batrider, he's able to move in. The blink, no lasso quite. They pop the dust. Tree's able to make it away though, pops his roots, but eventually they'll be able to catch up. The cold snap
Radiant's
connection is going to be there
bottom
from
tower is
Wii,
under attack.
and the tree will fall on
Radiant
over.
structures
Now
are
they look to the
fortified.
bottom lane tier 1 to gobble up a little bit of extra money and make it a
Dire's
+1.
top tower is under attack. Radiant's
Again,
bottom
Misery.
tower is under
It's some
attack.
good vendetta, just scouting where they are. Misery is an 8 out of 11 kills on that support.
Radiant's
Nyx
bottom
Assassin
tower has
almost have
fallen.
enough gold for
Dire's
Midas
structures
recipe.
are fortified.
Strike on the HFN with the Sunstrike also coming out. Is going to get the finish. RP's there from King RD, but Unfortunately, it would only lead to what looks like his own demise. He will try to skewer away, but he's only going to be skewering into the Valley of the Shadow of Death. He goes down. Omni Slash also there. This game looking a bit more out of hand and going the way of Thunderbirds as they claim another 2. Plus pressure on the bottom lane. This one from top to bottom looking pretty good for the Dire.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
seems like SG
Catch the
another
very
Sun
back
Strike.
end of that, yeah, just in time to witness a murder as Dazzle just gets annihilated.
We haven't seen much of Lena this game. He is not involved in any kills. He's 0-4-0. Kind of a bad start for him. What Slark can do, he can switch that Ogre
Radiant's
Club
top tower
for
is
Poor
under
Man's
attack.
Shield and just keep treads on strength when he is not farming. So he can die from that Nyx Assassin Sunstrike combo.
Yeah, they need the extra meat on the bones to survive that heavy bit of burst. And they don't really have the economy to be able to sport up a wealth of vision to scout out Misery on getting these setup plays. So it's definitely a very awkward time for SG where they're going to have to kind of stick together on building up little bits of farm. And as you mentioned before, it's hard to get a lot of pro activity going out from ADR and his Lena. I mean, where are the Laguna kills at? It just shows how much their setup potential is just not quite there. All of their kills have felt like just counter plays of HFN coming in and cleaning up anyone who was weak from fighting.
Yeah, that's true. But ADR still manages
Dire's
to
top tower is
find
under
a
attack.
decent amount of farm.
Radiant's
even with
bottom
4
tower
deaths.
is under attack. Illusion.
Yeah, he's definitely taken himself
Dire's
out of the
structures are
limelight of this
fortified.
game and just try to nourish
Dire's
as
top
much as
tower
possible.
is under attack.
Right now they're feeding onto a
Radiant's
illusion,
bottom tower
which has
is
baited
under
things out
attack.
just a little bit. So they'll avoid any sort of pesky stunned Sunstrike combo there, but pressure is still on them. Thunderbirds, after
Radiant's
moving their way down
bottom
the mid lane,
tower
are
is
going to go
under
coast
attack.
to the bottom now.
Yeah, Magnus and Slark just smoked. Slark is on the hunt with that Echo Saber and Empower. If he gets hands on Vorlock, he should be able to kill him in 2 seconds.
All right, Blink RP back online for SG. Can they hit a home run and get themselves back to being relevant in this game, frankly? We'll have to see. Already a slow, close approach. So that Sentry Ward, unfortunately, not going to catch the mark. This one will. Dazzle will quickly get rid of that. Thunderbirds have already spaced themselves pretty far down this bottom lane, rather.
Misery has his ulti up again, but he knows Sentry Ward was placed there, so he needs to try to get someone on the other side. He's pinging out Lena, but that's illusion.
Looks like Thunderbirds are just going to pull out entirely from this bottom lane. Not being able to go for the finish on that tier 2 will allow SG to try to heal it up as much as possible.
Yeah, but SG is wasting a lot of time. They tried to make a move bottom, didn't do it, couldn't find a fight, and the only one who's farming is actually Slark. On the other side, Thunderbirds just immediately sleeping out, and they're farming their side of the map. Top lane, their forest, and Batrider is on the bottom. Oh, he will go for Dazzle with the Sunstrike.
Yep, pull all the way back. Very nicely lined up there, but not quite enough burst potential. Does he have a flame break? Nope, that was already committed. So this Dazzle's going to be able to make it away. A cute setup right there, but can't quite get the finish.
Well, you can't really just kill Dazzle with a brown boots. Hard to take down.
Okay, here we
RP
go.
on mid.
Yeah, good connection with the Laguna. Is it going to be enough? Well, the rock comes out from Saxa here, attempting to go for a save, but it comes just a bit too late. Sunstrike though, boom! Nice snipe right there from Weehaw. Will at least get them a little bit of redemption for the takedown.
Weehaw with his Sunstrike, man. This guy barely misses any.
Credit to his team too. And when we saw there in the bottom lane, Moon is able to kind
Dire's top tower
of
is
easily
under
pull
attack.
it there, so Weehaw can make that impact globally. Just shows that Thunderbirds still have that strong team communication going.
I'll take that.
Currently at their little boot camp here in California.
You
Preparation.
said that they're really close to you?
Oh, Okay, this time they will be able to get the dazzle down. Misery just walks up for that one. Yeah, they're actually currently boot camping over at our summit house, if you will. As we saw, you know, Team Onyx do before that for Kiev Major. It's turned into quite the little boot camp nuke, I guess. Working pretty good for Thunderbirds so far. They're hoping to get a couple of land qualifications, obviously battling their way through Epicenter in addition to Summit, in hopes of later striding their way probably to TI. A team that was once, you know, second place TI finishes has got to work almost again from the ground up to get there.
Yeah, the Thunderbird says it's Roche time with Warlock heal and Alacrity. They can just beat up Roche really easily.
No contention for SG on this one. Very different game than what we saw in game number one. This one you could feel is much more confident for Thunderbirds. SG can't quite go off the rails like they did in game one. They're just going to need to put more onto the weight of the shoulders of HFN, it feels like.
Jug got the Aegis. Usually Invoker gets Aegis, but this time they feel he has enough HP to survive.
Yeah, kills elsewhere.
Yeah, he went for like super defensive build, Aghanim Scepter into Travel, then BKB to get. Well, Lina can't stun him. He can get out of Overgrowth. This is the problem when you're playing Magnus. If enemy team dodges fights and shuts you down, you really can't farm that much. You are that extra boost for your Slark, but that's only one hero who's farming.
Yeah, there's no easy RP setups for the team when they're continuously like on this defense. He's just walking around handing out boxing gloves to his team is just about it for now. Every RP setup has been, looks decent, but the counterplay from Thunderbirds just makes it all too good. They'll claim a bottom tier 2 now though. And any tower they can take down is great because you're going against the tree and you got to make sure you can kind of get the job done.
Well, so far there was one good RP on their side of the forest, but the Slark sadly didn't have a Shadow Dance ready. There it could have been different, but right now Thunderbirds committing to tier 3 tower push.
Already slicing away, the early living armors are coming out. We'll see how long Thunderbirds hang around here. It looks like they were just planning on pressuring up until SG decided to rotate back inside the base. And once that happens, Thunderbirds, well, looks like they'll be taking their business elsewhere.
Yeah, they were trying to go for tier 3 tower, but the same thing happened for SG in the previous game. It's kind of impossible against the Treant Protector.
SG also have a pretty dang good high ground defense, so I mean, you got RP, it makes it very sketchy when you're trying to push into that tight ramp. Just something to be cautious of here if you're Thunderbirds. But they have great counterfight too, as long as they can keep like Saksa, for example, in the back line, so a counter rock play could just shut down the Magnus the second he jumps in with an RP. Move in from HFN. Forcing out the Blade Fury here from Resolution. He will go back into chopping down this tier 2. The rest of his team waits a little bit behind him, just in case.
Top tower is under attack.
But no one is going to jump at the bit of taking a fight. And for now, SG will fend off trouble on their mid-tier 2 tower and allow the tree to get back to work healing it up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
SG, again, they couldn't find any openings with those smokes. Seems like Thunderbirds are reading them what they're gonna do so easily. Every time they go for a smoke, they're on the other side of the map.
Just bad timings here. They're all kind of together now, but this is not for any sort of smoke, just kind of stuck in that buddy-buddy system here. Thunderbirds more content farming pretty much the whole map. Soxa can kind of work through the top lane, Rezo in the jungle, we mid, and Moon can do his own thing bottom. He's got his Bat Rider tool belt pretty much done and is going to be looking to move into a Yule's next.
I'll take that.
The Bat Rider pickup. Rezo mid lane. Pressuring kind of by himself here.
Dark light.
I don't think SG could do anything about it though. They see him with that Aegis and probably going to be feeling like the rest of the team could be waiting a bit there behind him, but SG in the meantime do have some decent vision across the mid lane of the river. They're just looking to take things pretty slow for now.
Yeah, SG just trying to ward up their side of the map because they know they can't really fight into enemy jungle. So they're just farming when the lane comes to them. Slark kind of a split pushing. He can be more aggressive with that Lincoln Sphere. Also, Lina has one Lincoln's done because of the Batrider, so he can't initiate. That's why he's building into Dual Scepter, so he can like blink Dual Scepter, then catch ulti and still be able to force himself out.
Yeah, taking the Slark out of the fight would be pretty detrimental right now to SG's lineup. It's like him up at like 18k, highest net worth in the game, just neck and neck with Weehaw at the moment, and then fourth down you'll see the Lina at the moment. So
I'll take that as tribute.
they recognize the power potential of SG and would probably like to take that damage factor out of the fight.
Invisibility.
But a bit of a stall here from both sides, possibly waiting out for the new Roche to come up and taking advantage of the farm that's available to them for now. But this is certainly match point for Thunderbirds here. And here they go, migrating their way up and through the top lane. Misery leading out the charge in Vendetta. They will spot out and they get that quick pop you were mentioning, but the counter RP is going to be there, and then the counter comes out, and that's going to be the rock drop. Omni Slash to follow, and they're going to ransack their way right through SG. HFN trying to make it to the low ground, walling his way out from the upheaval, while Resolution still squares up and finishes out ADR, and now it's going to be T-Birds looking to go on the chase, and SG just frantically split apart and defensively try to make it out from trouble. Somehow, Cat able to narrowly avoid that Sunstrike, but they need to make it out from trouble because Resolution's still here to chase. He forces out the early grave. Now the follow-up could be that they pop the Lincolns, they Yules up HFN, and they have baited him into another death, it looks like. Or have I spoken too soon?
Not yet.
Nah, let him get him down.
There's a fine line between bravery.
Oh, that fight, SG really needs to invest into gem. Probably 3 and Protector should buy it because they're losing a lot because of that Nyx Assassin.
Radiant's top
He's just
tower
providing
has fallen.
so much vision and gives him time to initiate. I mean, he's taking Slark out of the fight. Slark doesn't know if he wants to fight or go back because he had 20% HP. There was RP, good RP, but he didn't have any hits off.
Radiant's
Thunderbirds
middle
walk away
tower
with big
is
fight
under
and a
attack.
tier 2 takedown, and they're looking to get even more from it. Mid tier 2 is next on the docket. This is the final outer tower for SG. And then they're stuck all on in-base high ground duty.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Thunderbirds pull off and probably could be looking to coast things a bit slower. We have just under 20 seconds before we'll know the new Roche timer, and it's probably going to be something they look to take for themselves.
They're not gonna rush anything until the next Roche. They've taken all the objectives, all tier 2 towers. They know they can't push high ground without taking a fight before because of the 3-ent, so they're just playing it safe.
Death and gold.
Man, that Yule's pickup already paying off nicely. Multiple Lincolns pops onto that Slark. And a pretty damn good game for Moon so far.
One more smoke attempt for SG, and one more on the Thunderbirds. So this is gonna be big. They have a gem ready.
Sees him first, pops their smoke, and man, T-Birds try to 180 back. He is going to be able to get the grab on at least the Warlock, but you know, not a super tasty treat when it does feel like this is almost a do-or-die smoke kind of a play for SG to get back into this game. One little Warlock will not be good enough, especially if they just lose their Dazzle shortly thereafter. Godlike now for Weehaw in a very spectacular Invoker game.
I think Invoker got 9 kills by Sunstrike.
It is something like that. It's pretty much like all of his kills.
Well-gotten gains.
Oh, bottom lane. HFN, risky as
Dire's
ever.
bottom tower is
Going
under
deep behind
attack.
that tier 1, trying to get a hold of a very slippery Moon and Misery. Not going to end up walking away with either of them. Gets back to work, looking to go for the tier 1.
Dire's
King
structures are
RD just around the corner has the blink and RP good to go, but can't quite find a good target at the moment. The rest of the team waiting back and behind. The only one not at attendance here for
Dire's
SG is going to be their Dazzle.
fallen.
Tornado connection onto HFN. Oh, they've spotted King RD, but he's able to get the blink out at the last second for a guy dealing with a little bit of ping. He made it out there pretty damn fast, but they've managed to catch up. King RD can't quite get close enough to be able to get off the RP. He finally gets it off, but it's going to be too little too late, it would appear. Resolution already had the Blade Fury good to go, and they're going to be chopping through the rest of the team. Tree to fall, and so will HFN. Only survivor being the Dazzle, considering he was not in the fight. But now it's Thunderbirds ramping up the momentum, coming already back to the mid lane.
Walker is doing such a good job controlling that Magnus in a team fight. Entry and Protector, they couldn't really do much. There was an RP, but there was no follow-up damage once again. Feels like super hard game for Lina against the Nick.
And he's gone.
Whoa!
Damn! No mercy from Weehub, dude. He almost finished him off with the 1-2 punch. Resolution, though, happy to put him out of his misery entirely, no pun intended. And that's going to be a Rax down. And this could be Thunderbirds just securing a semi-final upper bracket spot. And for SG, though this is not looking good, a loss here will not take him out of the tournament quite yet. This is a double elimination bracket, but obviously would be great to be able to pull out what could be considered a bit of an upset here and take a move into the next round. This is looking like all Thunderbirds.
Yeah, are they even defending?
Well, they got one last defense in them, it would appear. But that defense won't even include an RP still for 30 seconds. Sunstrikes flying out at anyone who tries to walk out the front door. Poor little cat. Almost loses his life trying to walk out from the litter box. And suddenly it's Megas. And this will be the final hurrah here coming out from SG to try to keep things alive in the upper bracket, but it's not looking so good. They've already lost their Lina. They'll be losing their stand-in tree next. King RD skewers everyone into the party. Him and HFN will be the final breath of life for the South American squad. And it is all over. GG will be called on the back end of It's a Disaster, because that's unfortunately how the series felt for SG. Congratulations, though, to Thunderbirds. They will move on into the semifinals of the upper bracket.
Yeah, Thunderbirds dominating the second game. That Nyx Assassin really paying off. I mean, the misery was, let me just check, in 19 out of 30 kills, and his early game was just insane. That early boots pickup, also wrapping around Lina 2 or 3 times, and later on just providing vision, and that deadly combo from Sunstrike just shut down Lina completely. They were like playing without the mid hero, relying so much on one hero, and that was Slark plus one spell. That's RP. If you miss RP, you're gonna lose the fight, and it happened a few times. Pretty good display by Thunderbirds, though.
Yeah, their team coordination was very good. We saw in game number 1, their high ground defensive plays were pretty damn ridiculous. In this game, we got to see them play, well, quite a bit more ruthless. Unfortunately for SG, just not a lot going for them. You know, not just inside the game, but even outside the game, having to work with the stand-in. It was a bit of an awkward start to the series. I can only hope for SG's sake that when they come into their next series, which will probably be tomorrow, that they have everything sorted out and we could see them as close to 100% as possible, because this is a great team of guys, and you know, if given those opportunities, they can really pull out some upsets. And like you were saying, even in game number 1, where they had so much of a disadvantage with the stand-in, with losing the blink dagger, they still took it to nearly an hour-long game. But they will await the loser of the upcoming series, while we do have Thunderbirds awaiting the winner, as our next series is about to get underway, fellas. It is going to be Digital Chaos taking on Team NP. Lacoste, that's a hype matchup, man.
Yeah, I love to watch Team MP playing since they formed. Also, new Digital Chaos. I mean, it's the same squad, just minus Jimmy. Yesterday I didn't feel they were that strong. I felt they had like more synergy during the Kiev qualifiers. But we'll see. MP seems a bit stronger in my book.
We'll see if that's going to be the case or not. Guys, cut to a break, hit the bathroom, and get a snack, but you got to come right back.